everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to a very exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. I'm sitting here in the studio with my husband, Daniel Quantz. Now, he has been huffing and puffing and acting so put out over an array of things. First of all, he couldn't figure out how the microphone stand worked. And I kept saying to him, honey, just get the one that you understand. The other one was a boom. It's the one that Tony Thaxton used while he was here in person yesterday. You heard that episode a week ago, but we're actually banking some episodes because Daniel and I and our kids are going out of town. Please don't rob us and please don't come harm us. Just act as if I didn't even give you that tidbit of personal info. But anyway, Tony had used a boom microphone stand because he's at an advanced level of microphone standery, and that was still in the seat that Daniel sits in. And so Daniel was having some trouble with it. And I said, honey, just get the one you're used to, just get it. And that caused huffing and puffing. And then finally he said, he pushed his chair out,
for God's sake,
got the other stand. And then he stood up and he's like, but I just want to figure out how it works. And then I said, could you put the clip on it? Because there's these little clips. I mean, it's not worth going into.
This is not
a 6-part
fair representation of what happened.
This is a 6-part. It's going to be a 6-part series on Netflix. And then Hulu is going to do a fictionalized version of it. And I'm still deciding who's going to play me. Anyway.
Are you done?
No, I'm just getting started. And then I said the microphone clip, which holds the cord to the stand.
You already said that part.
This I am resetting in case someone got distracted by your intrusion. Because that has been an issue in this show and our marriage.
Oh, my God.
The microphone clip thing. I said, could you and you said the clip's right here on the table. And I said, could you put it with the stand, please? And then that caused like a huge huffing and puffing. And then you said the carpet in this situation, and I quote, blows chunks out of my butt.
Yep.
The rug situation here blows chunks out of my butt.
It does.
And then you said I would carpet it in here, but I guess it's not really my call.
It's not.
And then I said, yeah, carpet would be good. And then we started the show.
Listen.
What was a lie?
Well, first of all, you're not I sat down and then there's a microphone here. I'm just going to try to make it work. All I wanted to know is how to tighten the thing. And you're like, get the other one. It's like, or you could just tell me how to tighten it.
It's very advanced.
It's not. But for some reason, well, more advanced than I could figure out because the thing that I was turning wasn't tightening it. And so whatever. The other thing is all the way across the room, meaning I have to get up. And it's the tight squeeze. Got to go, then go get it, and then come back. There's like a squatting that has to happen because it's on the floor. Like this is lots of movement,
honey.
Excuse me, I let you talk.
I'm sorry. You're right. You have the floor.
There's a lot of effort to get that other one, as opposed to just show me how to tighten this one. So fine, I get it. I sit down, and then you're like, this is you. Can you please put the clip back on the other one? And it's just like, I was just up. I was just over there. You could have said something then. Can I just do it later when I'm up anyway? Good. Can you please now, please? Can you please? The urgency, I don't understand. I mean, maybe in the middle of the show, it was going to get up and start making a bunch of noise or something, like, but okay, yes, maybe the microphone police are going to burst in the middle of the show and go, why is the clip not on
the microphone police are going to burst into the show and they're going to say, why is your husband not on the mic?
Because I don't want to blow everyone's ears out.
Okay.
I've got mic technique, honey.
Do you?
Yes. This has been we've already been through this. You once before have questioned how good my mic technique is, and then I believe that the listeners made themselves loud and clear in support of DQ, and his excellent Mariah Carey-esque mic technique.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Anyway,
let me know when I have the floor again, please.
There was something else that you mentioned? Something. Oh, the rug.
Yeah. No,
When
it does blow chunks out of your butt. Sorry.
When we first moved in here, I suggested carpeting, maybe something easy to put down, and you were like, no. Like, you're like, what's his butt from Aerosmith? You got to have your rug with you wherever under your microphone. Is that what
Steven Tyler does?
Steven Tyler, yeah. He has like
he does?
Like a rug that he always has under him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or didn't Jerry Garcia have that too? Anyway.
I did not know anything about this.
So you insisted on getting rugs. And of course, the rugs are just like, none of them fit. They overlap. They bunch up. You try to move your chair, and one leg is off the rug and the other's on. You can't get comfortable.
Everything in here is bunched up. I'm always worried about people falling.
We could have just done what I suggested in the first place. Okay, now you can have your show back.
Thank you.
Well, this is Alison's show.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Let's talk about the clips for a second. These are little plastic clips.
No one cares.
I do.
Well, this is Alison's show.
Oh, thanks. These are little plastic clips that hold the cord to the microphone stand, thus making everything a little bit neater. Now, the problem is they're small, they're black. Daniel, let's walk the listener through this. What color is the microphone stand?
Black.
What color is the cord?
Black.
What color is the table?
Black.
What color is this Zoom recorder that
I can't see it. It blends right in. It's black. Everything blends in. I see is a sea of black, honey.
Right. So
with nothing distinguishable from anything else.
Do you see why if we allow a clip? Oh, and
yes,
also,
I do. If my eyes did not have the ability to see contrast, then yes, you're right. Except that I can literally see every single thing on this table.
One more.
Just fine.
This is
just fine. Even though it's all black.
Have you seen Inherit the Wind? Because this you haven't. Are you familiar with it? It's about the scopes.
I've heard the words "inherit the wind" in that order before, but otherwise.
In case anyone's wondering if it's difficult to be married to someone who lacks basic knowledge of important theatrical touchstones.
What were you saying?
It's about the Scopes monkey trial. A teacher, and it's based on real fact. A teacher was put on trial for teaching about evolution. A really big Southern lawyer was one of the lawyers, and they made a play about it, Inherit the Wind. It's a really good play.
I'm sure it sounds great.
And I am putting you on the stand now, and I'm going to blow that play out of the water with my litigious drama that's about to happen. Okay, I've already proven. Exhibit A, everything in here is black, including the microphone clip. Have you ever, in the time you have been married to me and been doing intros for the show,
not been annoyed by you?
Objection.
Okay.
Sustained. Lost a microphone clip.
In my defense, that happened. It was night. We are in the middle of the day right now. It popped.
Objection.
It popped off, I believe, and got lost in a tangle of cords. There were extenuating circumstances. In this case, the clip was right next to me. I was aware of it. I had just taken it off deliberately. So you had mentioned it. Why? It was a thing that, like, all I'm saying is I could have done it later. I wasn't not going to do it.
Okay, but you can see where I would be concerned about it because it's happened before.
That's not it's not a question of whether or not you should have been concerned about it. I understand. I am so used to you being overly concerned about trivial bullshit. I was quibbling with the urgency of the matter.
I understand.
Not the matter itself.
Oh, and then I had one more thing to say, and then we're going to move on to real show.
Why do that?
Why move on to real show?
Why move on? We can stay on this topic the whole time.
Because I am something called a professional.
Okay. Anyway, just finish.
I am carrying you on my back. I am like that one set of footprints. This podcast is one set of footprints right now. Now, you pointed out how difficult it is to go. Now, I understand. Speaking of a set of footprints in the sand, this rug is a bit like walking on the sand. But I just, you
moving the chair. I think my Apple Watch, this is official. My Apple Watch told me it was 100 calories just to move the chair.
You made it sound like I keep the other microphone stand in.
It's like all the way across the room.
Yeah. How many feet away is that, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know whose feet you're talking about. I mean, it's a lot of feet.
It's like 8 feet.
It's like about 30 leprechaun feet.
Oh my God. What is Elliot's Irish song that he sings?
I couldn't really hear him that well. I mean, it was cute, but I could barely hear
It's like, it starts with he has to put his brogue in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm a wee fair I feel like I could look it up. I'm a wee fair man. I do my work as best I can with a something and a clipe of ham. Yeah, I'm a wee fair man. And it's in an Irish brogue or dialect or something. But he said a I don't know, whatever the word is a term for a leprechaun. I'm going to look this up. It was the cutest fucking thing. I actually have a video of his teacher singing it, but I don't feel like it would be appropriate for me to play it on the show. But they got
really into St. Patrick's
Man, leprechaun. I'm going to look this up. Daniel, certainly you have something to say.
No, I don't think I've ever celebrated St. Patrick's Day as much as we did this year. In a non-drinking capacity. Like we had...
Wee Falorie Man.
Wee Falorie Man?
Yes, I'm the Wee Falorie Man. It's an Irish children's song.
It's Wee Falorie?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
A Falorie Man was a bad wee leprechaun from the north of Ireland. Okay. I am the Wee Falorie Man, children's song. I am the Wee Falorie Man, a rattling, roving Irish man. I can do all that ever you can, for I am the Wee Falorie Man. Doesn't it sound like the Wee Falorie Man is sneaking in the back door and sleeping with your wife?
Or just beware the Wee Falorie Man. Because
he will sneak in and steal your wife.
No, because he'll murder you, and it sounds like a horror character. The Wee Falorie Man. Hey, you better be good, or the Wee Falorie Man will come in and cane you in the middle of the night.
I have a sister, Mary Ann. She washes her face in the frying pan. I don't think he sang that line. And out she goes to hunt for a man. I have a sister, Mary Ann. I am a good old working man. Each day I carry a wee tin can, a large penny bap, and a clipe of ham. I am a good old working man.
There you go.
There you go. Wee Falorie Man. Well, it was okay. And footnotes, a penny bap. And he clapped when he said that, a penny bap. And a clipe is a flattish round bun. A penny bap. Anyway.
Isn't it fun how each culture seems to have their own version of mythical little creatures?
Yes.
Like Iceland has the...
Bjork.
Bjork. They have Bjork, the mythical. No, they have the Yule lads. And they have, I don't know, it's like everybody, maybe each culture invents them because they're real.
Elliot wants them to be real. Daniel told Elliot that he didn't know if he believed in leprechauns. And Elliot, okay, hang on, we got to listen to the song. And Elliot was like heartbroken.
I am the wee Falorie Man, a right of an Irishman. I can do all that ever you can, but I'm a wee Falorie Man. I have a sister, Mary Ann. She washes her face in a frying pan. Out she goes to hunt for a man. I have a sister, Mary Ann. I am a good working man. Each day I carry a wee tin can, a large penny bap and a clip of ham. I am a good working man.
What is she playing?
A dulcimer. lot of reverb on this too. I
I just want to say, any culture where it is encouraged and acceptable and part of the culture for everyone to sing songs together while drinking is a superior culture. Or even not drinking. But like, I feel like you go into an American bar and everyone's just fucking fighting or depressed.
There are certain songs that come on though, and thank God I can't think of any right now because I don't want them in my head. That they do come on in everyone. Oh, Sweet Caroline. It just
that doesn't
bop,
count.
Bop bop.
No. That doesn't really. No, that's not the same though. Like,
did I just quote Whitney
excuse me.
Cummings' podcast?
Excuse me. What I'm talking about are like drinking songs or just like communal sort of folk songs. Not like everyone likes the first verse of some stupid like shitty song.
Yeah.
It has to do with like a community spirit and a joyfulness about life that I feel like I wish we had. I wish we had that.
You are drawn to communal experiences, and I've mentioned it before. But when we
who
first
isn't you to say that like that's an unusual thing?
No, I don't think it's unusual.
No, it's not. Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Are we still
we're
doing
still,
In Here at the Wind?
Yep. Yep.
Oh wow.
But my whole case was just that.
Yeah.
I think.
When we first started dating, I noticed that you were fascinated with cults. And my armchair analysis was you're an only child and you had a bit of a lonely childhood and that you are drawn to the communal experience of the children that the children have in cults, even though you know there's a darkness there. But I don't think that's really what it is.
I think there's probably some truth to it. I would say that I have a particular sensitivity to the loneliness of modern American life, and that it isn't invented by me, but it's maybe I notice it more than other people notice it. But I think people are very lonely and isolated in our culture, and that I could go on and on about the reasons for that. I won't. But I long for those things that would bring us together. I think that they just make life better.
On Upworthy Weekly, we just did a story. And by the way, anyone who's listening to both, and if you are, I'd like to give you a big kiss on the forehead or the cheek or wherever you want it. Those are your options, forehead or cheek. Top of the head, too. But this will indicate that you're hearing this a little bit after we recorded it. But we just did a story about these two women, and I'm not making this up. Their names are Holly Harper. And, oh, God.
Polly Parper?
No, it's like Holly Harper and Henna Hopper. I was like, this is amazing.
They're friends?
Yeah, but it's not Henna. It's like, what was it? It's like Holly Harper and something, Henna Hopper. I mean, but anyway, two divorced women with kids, and they decided to get a house together, but then they couldn't afford it, just the two of them. So then they posted it on a neighborhood listserv. So then these 4 single women with kids all bought a building together, and they're raising their kids all together, and they have like a trampoline and a craft room. And it's this sort of, it was on the Today Show, presented as this new model for how, like a new model for family living.
Yeah.
And I pointed out that I don't know if you know that I lived in New York. I don't mention it a lot, but I lived in the, bottom level of a 4-story brownstone that was, different generations of the same family all lived in it.
On different floors?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. And they had it forever. Like my landlord had grown up there.
The place we just moved out of had a similar situation.
Exactly. So this was, 4 units in a building, but they were all, and so it was 4 single women and their kids all living in this one building communally. They all had separate units, but they all lived communally and shared expenses and shared responsibilities and things, which seems like this new way to do things, but really it's a very old-fashioned
It's
way
actually
to
the
do
oldest
things.
way of doing
Yeah,
things.
exactly. The difference is they're not blood relatives. That was the point I was making.
Interesting. Well, I think that it's more of a modern post-industrial kind of thing where and maybe more of an American thing where we just become atomized and
Yes.
it's like you grow up and then you move out and you go away. And actually think real quick, I think that's a big reason why we have such anger in the heartland, because you got these older generations that like grandparents who don't have connection to their family anymore because they all moved to the fucking cities. I think that's a big source of anger. But like in Costa Rica, my dad lived in Costa Rica for a while, and it's like there they have a tradition of they just build onto their homes. They have these compounds. To me, there's so much to be gained from that. Like not just being able to help each other, but children being able to have exposure to older generations and the shared like the ability to communicate the experiences. It just is so much more healthy. Now, if you have a toxic family, of course that's not, and it's so it's not good in all cases, but like this sort of, I don't know, like value we have here in this country of just
Individualism.
going away
Yeah.
and being an individual is so bad
Here's a question.
for us.
Here's a question. In other countries, do they have fewer toxic families and toxic family dynamics, which I find really hard to believe? Or are they do they just place less of a premium on recognizing it and talking about it?
It's a good question. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, it's not good in every case. I mean, like, there's definitely what would you say, branches of my family where those people should not have done that and they didn't, and that's good.
Should
like,
not have all lived together.
like my mom
Yeah.
was raised in Connecticut and she went to college in Tucson. Like she was trying to get as far away as she could. And you know what? She was right to do that. So it's not, in her case, so I'm not saying it's always good, but I'd say in an ideal set, like for us, there's no way I'm letting Owen and Elliot go away to college. There's no way.
They don't know this, but they're never leaving.
No, they're never leaving. They're never going to leave. They're going to go to, there's colleges nearby that they can go to. There's some very world-class colleges and universities. They do
Can
not
I tell
need to,
you, someone wrote into Childish, because, on Childish, we make a big point of Greg and I are in different stages of parenting. And he's now empty nest, which is nuts. And so someone wrote in and asked, do we ever look at the other one, their stage of parenting, and do we ever feel jealousy? And I
like
said,
you'd be jealous that there's no one in the house. Like
I guess,
empty nest?
yeah, or jealous of, jealous of having teenagers or older kids. And I said, no, I look at that and it makes me appreciate what I have even more because he's been very open about how tough it is for him right now. Like I told you off air that about a story he told on air that when he said goodbye to his Owen and he knew that he might not see him.
And that Owen's in another city.
Yeah, because Owen's living in Chicago now and Owen is taking a trip and then like he's not going to be home. He might not see Owen for a number of months. He got in the car and he just like wanted to cry. It was heartbreaking for him. And I see how he's been very open about how tough this transition is for him. So I see that and I just think I want to appreciate every minute. And he was saying the ages that our kids are, like that's really prime time. Like that is, and I've been thinking about that.
What does he mean by that though?
Like that's really those are great ages. Like you're really in the thick of it. This is like the heart of parenting in a good way.
Right. Like you've got them before they become distracted by social pressures at school and all of that, and also they still like love you to death. Like
I mean he didn't expand on it, but we've been talking lately about how Owen is at such a fun age, and I've just been thinking, I think right now 5 and 3 we're going to look back on this
This'll
even
be-
though it's hard often. It's hard often, but we're going to look back on this and we're going to miss this.
Oh,
and
I
so
know.
I'm trying to really appreciate it while it's here because I know we're going to miss it because this is a very special time.
I've talked about this before. I'm very aware of that, and I really, it helps to be in the moment, to remember that. Like I'll have that thought, and it helps pull me into the moment, because I think like, in the future I'll give anything to be in this moment right now. So I should really be here right now. I should be present. Like I picked Owen up from preschool yesterday, and you show up and the teachers see you, and then they go, Owen, your dad's here, and he came running around the corner, the biggest smile, Daddy, and it's like, and Elliot will do stuff, and you just go, 5 years from now, they're gonna be so over me,
Oh, they're gonna be embarrassed.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like,
Dad, we've talked about that.
Can you park down the street so that my friends don't see you or whatever?
I know we've talked about it before, but can we talk again about the most teenager we ever saw in our
New
lives?
York.
We were in New York. This is before we had children. Have we shared the song you sang?
Oh, farting all over New York. Doot, doot, doot. Do a lot of walking in New York, and it is folks, it is a great place to walk and fart in New York City, because it's stinky as it is. There's lots of smells, garbage on the streets, all that. Lots of noise. I mean, you can just rip them
and then
and
move
sing about
away.
it.
Yeah.
And no one has it. No one's the wiser.
Except me.
Except you. Yeah.
Were we married?
I don't know.
I can't remember which trip this was. I think so.
Yes, we were. Yes.
So anyway, we were walking and we saw
It was
middle-aged.
like a teenage girl walking out of a townhouse or whatever you call those, brownstone.
Yeah.
And then her father behind her, like locking up.
And they had the same face. You could tell right away it was father and daughter because it was the same face on a middle-aged man and on a teenage girl, and she was wearing a uniform.
But you know what was weird?
What?
The cat had the same face too.
It was the weirdest thing. And she had her jaw like pushed out.
Yeah,
and she looked like, ugh. And she went, Dad.
And it was the most teenage noise that has ever been uttered. It was like, that is just like the spirit of teenagerhood. It was just embodied
Emanating.
in that. Just
and
emanating.
you could tell that her dad's entire being and presence was bothering. Whatever he did, it was so obvious to her. He should have known better, but like there was nothing that we could detect that he was doing wrong. He was just probably standing too close. I do notice it sometimes though, because lately anytime I sing to Owen, he's so like, no.
Oh, he hates.
When I sang "You Are My Sunshine" to him, and he looked like he was about to cry.
Yeah, it's funny. Elliot is the opposite. He loves. I sing him songs. When he goes to bed often. Owen, I'll try to do that. But when he was a baby, he loved it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Something changed. Owen, he just wants to hear songs from Backyardigans.
Not sung by us.
No.
Only sung by Backyardigans.
Them,
Speaking of programming, we are supported by Peacock's Below Deck Down Under. Good day, yachties. Your favorite reality franchise.
Love this show.
It's the best.
It is so good.
Charting a course for Australia in Peacock's new original series, Below Deck Down Under. On a super yacht near the Great Barrier Reef, it's not just the waves that rock the boat. Each charter of outrageous guests presents new challenges for the yachty hotties, but you can count on them to work hard and play harder. Besides, there may be sharks in the water, but this crew has a bite of its own. Fan fave Aisha from Below Deck Med is back as Chief Stew, while hunky newcomer Jason has everyone saying, aye, aye, Captain. Add in yacht-sized egos and dueling deckhands, and you can bet there's drama on the horizon. If you're looking for the ultimate escape, pull up that anchor and come aboard. Below Deck Down Under is streaming now with new episodes every Thursday only on Peacock. I also want to tell you guys about BetterHelp. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You guys know if you've listened to me for any amount of time, or maybe you can just tell from my general vibe. I'm very, very much a fan of therapy. Therapy has helped me immensely. Anyone who is open to it in the least, I recommend therapy for them. I just think you can get so much out of it. Look, relationships take work, especially the most important one you can have in your life, your relationship with yourself. A lot of us will drop anything to go help someone we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people well. But how often do we give ourselves the same treatment? BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Alison Rosen listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bestfriend. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. Okay, so we solicited your calls and we have some. Here we go.
Hi, Allison and Daniel and Tony, I believe. This is Lisa Lowry calling from Twin Peaks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually visiting Washington right now, paying my respects to where Becky's ashes were and getting a memorial tattoo, and just staying in a beautiful city atop a waterfall. So things are pretty good, except for I have to leave, so that's not great. But how are you guys doing? Anyway, all right, take care. Bye. This is Lisa again. Well, whatever. Bye.
I love the name Sandwich.
I know.
Last week when I had Tony on in person again, I'd like to point out we did some calls, and I don't think the
People
callers
have
did the name Sandwich.
Let me remind people.
Yeah. This is the Daniel Quantz, the DQ method for calling into the show.
You say your name at the beginning and at the end so that I remember your name. Because otherwise, if you say, and this should go for in person too. Because honestly, like, I am so distracted by just well, let me start over. I'm always overwhelmed in my brain whenever I'm meeting a new person. Like, it's just a lot. So when they say their name, I'm not. It doesn't sink in. It's just like there's just like a wall of noise in my brain that keeps it out. So it's like it'd be nice at the end of it. Anyway, I'll see you later. Again, my name is Paul. And you go, oh, okay, now I remember. So anyway, appreciate it. Of course, Lisa didn't have to do that because we know Lisa.
We know Lisa. Yes.
And what a sad occasion, but how nice of you to all get together. And remember such a wonderful person.
Yeah. So Becky McClure was a listener of the show and just a really lovely person who I had this, whenever I did live shows, I always happened to run into her at the airport. It was like our little thing that was at the show. I'd be like, see you at the airport. And then somehow I would always see her at the airport. It was crazy. And she was the best. And she passed away at the beginning of the pandemic, not from COVID. And it was very shocking and upsetting and awful. And she pops into my head all the time. And she touched so many listeners' lives. There's like a group of listeners who have become real life friends. They're a community. If you're hearing that and you're like, that sounds great, become a part of it.
Form your own pod.
Yeah. Well, so
friends.
they have, yeah, but no, I'm not saying if having friends sounds fun, you do that. But yes, make some friends.
No,
but
I'm
I mean,
saying
like,
if having Alison friends,
become friends with them.
Yes.
And they have a podcast, the BFF Fancast, Best Friends Fancast. Lisa Lowry is the host of that. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think like what address. Look up Best Friends Fancast.
And she shares my passion for Twin Peaks. Which
yes.
is why she said that, because she's in Washington. Although she said she's at the top of the waterfall. Were you Lisa? Were you at the?
I think she was, because I was looking
Great Northern Hotel.
I was looking at her Instagram stories and it was beautiful. But anyway, she went to where Becky's ashes were and it was beautiful. And she got a tattoo to memorialize Becky.
That's
but
nice.
Anyway, I think I cut myself off. What I was saying is like Becky, because they would meet up when I did Sketchfest and stay together, and they have done a bunch of episodes of Best Friends fan cast together. A lot of listeners knew Becky and had become, friends with her in real life. And she just left like a huge hole in everyone's heart. So Lisa went up there to pay respects to where her ashes are. And it's so sad, but also beautiful. So I was looking at the stories. I cried looking at the stories, but it's like very sweet. And thank you for calling in.
Yeah, good to hear from you.
Yeah. So I'm going to say if people are listening and they want to be involved with the hardcore Alison people who are a community of real life friends, real life fans who do this podcast, they should look up Best Friends Fancast.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should create a tool for people to meet other Alison fans in their area.
Yes.
And we can have a whole network of Alison pods where Alison people, and then you guys can be on call ready when we need to organize and overthrow the government. What? I don't know where this is going.
This took a different turn than I was expecting.
But it could be useful. Let's just say
like an Alison
future.
militia.
Right. If we need to have a convoy, love convoy.
Convoy.
And you can get in your love buses and storm the Capitol?
Daniel.
What? I don't know.
Who know? We don't know who's listening.
All right. Well.
If we need people in a lot of cities to sing We Falorie Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Alison, it's Landry Wilson. And I just wanted to say, like when you're watching a movie with a spouse and then some crazy sex scene is in the movie, and isn't it just awkward? Like they're doing these positions that are unnatural and they're just like so into it. And then you're there with your spouse and you're both awkwardly going, what's going on here? Okay. Well, anyway, I'm a big fan, Landry Wilson. And I've been listening since the days when I had to actually go on a website and right click on the podcast and download the MP3 and put it on some device or CD or something and listen in the car. So I've been listening a long time. Big fan. Thank you.
Landry Wilson, your name sounds so familiar. What kind of movies are you watching?
I know. That's my thought too. I'm trying to remember the last time I've seen a movie. I think it was Team America. That was the last movie I saw a sex act that had positions. Like, I feel like that used to be a thing a lot more in movies back in the 80s and maybe early 90s than it is now. You don't really see sex scenes.
Wait,
like
Team
that.
America with the puppets had weird positions?
Have you seen the movie?
I think I saw it in the theater, but I don't remember.
Oh my God, there's like a hilarious sequence with the puppets fucking where they're just like in these. But yeah, I don't think that. I think for me, it's like if we see any affection at all, it's awkward. Like,
You know what I find awkward though is watching a movie with your parent. I mean, it's been many years.
Oh yeah,
but when you're watching a movie with your parents and there's a sex scene, and then you're like, I want the ground to swallow me whole.
This is what
right
happens.
now.
Everyone just freezes.
Yeah, I know. Like no one
make no move,
breathe.
or they'll think you're titillated or thinking about. Can I breathe?
You want to know what my dad does?
What?
He goes like this because he's a 13-year-old girl. He goes, ooh.
Well, see, but that's okay because that breaks the tension.
I don't like it.
Well, because you were a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should come up with something I could say. I'd be like, get it on.
No.
All right. You could do that that stupid thing people do with the porn music. You go, bonk, chink, bonk, keep the bonk. Anyway, listen. Landry, that was a good thing to point out. Unfortunately, we just watch. First of all, we don't watch movies together, which I've been wanting to. We've been talking about exposing you to all the movies that you've never seen, which is most of them.
I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey.
And you enjoyed it. It was a good
couple
experience
years
for
ago.
you.
Yeah,
it was like I think it was last year, honey.
Whatever.
Yeah, but your attention span is as only as long as you can stay awake.
Yeah.
Which is basically like one episode of a show.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing. We've been watching shows. We've been watching The Dropout.
Pretty good.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Hi, Allison. This is Megan from the St. Louis area.
I just saw your prompt to call in and let you know what's going on. And it made me realize that I have been listening to your podcast for over 10 years, which is just wild because I haven't done a lot of things for 10 years. So I just wanted to say how much I love the podcast and enjoy your content week over week through the ups and downs. It's really been a great part of my life. What's happening with me? I'm about to have a baby within the next month. So that's definitely a big change. First baby for me. So, looking forward to seeing what that's all about. So keep up putting the great stuff out. Looking forward to listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Megan, excuse me. Congratulations. Thank you for calling in. First baby.
How exciting.
That's exciting. By the time let's see. So this will air in a week and a half or so. Maybe she will have had the baby. If it comes early, usually first babies don't come early though. But we're excited for you.
Good luck with everything. It is quite a journey.
It's a real journey.
But it's a great journey.
It's an exhausting journey.
It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah. I'm going to see what city she's in.
She said St. Louis.
Well, I guess I don't need to look it up. Someone pays attention.
St. Louis. It's a neat city.
I've never been there.
I have.
It has arches, right? And there's one arch.
An arch.
An arch.
Uh-huh. They do. And I've been to their botanical gardens, which was really nice.
Well, look who's fancy.
They are really into their funnel cakes in St. Louis.
I like funnel cake. Do they call them anything fun?
Not that I recall.
Just funnel cake.
Yeah, I feel like every city that is on the Mississippi is an interesting city. When
and why have you been there?
When I was young, I toured a lot throughout the country.
It's part of your choir.
My boys' choir days. And so we stayed there. Yeah. I mean, I was a kid. Yeah, everything is through the eyes of a 12-year-old in my memory. But I remember liking it. So.
But I feel like even if you went now, you still might talk about a botanical garden and funnel cakes.
Maybe. No. Yeah. I would definitely talk about the funnel cakes. Every time I have funnel cake, I think of St. Louis.
How is it that you and I have been together for 10 years and I never knew that every time you eat funnel cake, you think of St. Louis?
How often have we come across funnel cakes?
Literally 0 times.
Right.
You know why? Because I feel like the only place you get it down here is at Knott's Berry Farm, and we've never been to Knott's Berry Farm.
Or County Fair, which I've never gone to. Actually, they had it at that light thing that we went to. Remember that Christmas light thing in...
at Not Descanso, but the other
Not
one?
Descanso one.
Yes.
And they had that little snack area. They had funnel cakes there. And I was like, why would I get funnel cakes here?
It's because it's not St. Louis? Was that what you were thinking? Why would I get it here when I could go to St. Louis?
It just was not like an area where you could really enjoy it.
I feel like you need a lot of room to
it's
roam.
Like you have your plate of funnel cake.
It's not a walking snack.
You got your whatever you want on it, your powdered sugar, maybe some cherries or whatever.
Mustard.
Have you ever had a funnel cake?
Mustard. It's soy sauce.
And then you want to have your business. You want to get to business.
Yeah, I feel like I've had funnel cake walking and it takes away from it.
You don't want to walk with it.
No, it's a seated snack. Wait, what the hell was that place called?
It was like, fucking knows. It was
Words
a park.
Are escaping me. It's the Tamsin is a fan of it. It's when it's not lit up. It's in Enchanted.
The Arboretum.
Yes, the LA Arboretum, and it had some name when it was all lit up. It's not important. It's not important to everyone, but it's important to me.
For the record, although they had some really cool stuff in there, it was very cool. I liked the Descanso one more.
Really?
I did.
Why? Here's the hyper local content you come for.
Descanso had a more of a chill vibe. You could relax. You could sort of wander about. You could pick your own path a little bit more. Whereas this one felt like it was something that exists in the city. Like,
Did it feel like you were walking into Kendall Roy's birthday party?
a little bit? Yes. Yeah, they had a forest where they yell compliments at you.
What I recall was, now this was when we were afraid of COVID.
Well, there was a little bit of
a lot
tension
of
there,
people.
but it was like, you know how you were on that path and you just had people and they were in your way.
You could
and
not
it was
deviate.
just, and it's like, I don't know.
Yes.
Although it was pretty neat. I mean, it had definitely some neat stuff.
I remember the part with all the disco balls and the silver mannequins without heads and feeling very like overwhelmed and sort of dizzy at that part.
Yeah. And then they had the one like light display. It was all torches. So it was all fire.
I don't remember that.
Was kind of neat.
I thought it was cooler. I mean, I find Descanso to be a very pleasurable, manageable place to be. I think I thought the Arboretum was like neater, to use a term that the young
Megan,
people
do they
use.
do a Christmas light show at the St. Louis Botanical Gardens?
Because maybe we'll go.
We should. You know what we should do? Do families do road trips anymore? I feel like that's a thing of the past.
We drove across the country at 12. When I was 12, my sister was 8, and my parents were like, "These are the perfect ages."
Yeah, I would. My memories of road trips are all very positive, and we could go drive. We could drive to, what would we do? We drive to like
the Botanical
Chicago,
Gardens in St. Louis,
and drive down the Mississippi, all the way to New Orleans.
You know what's funny?
And hit every city along the way. It'd take months.
If I could give you a list of things I resent from my childhood.
Yeah.
And these are all this is sad. This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy of the privileged child. What's that book? The something of the gifted child. Drama of the gift. The drama of the gifted child. This is the tragedy of the privileged child. I could give you a list of things I resent about my childhood that would be like the same list of things my parents are proud of about the way they raised us. I resent that I was raised in Orange County, California.
I mean,
every time the private school that I went to.
Wait.
Yeah.
Both of those things, when I go down to where she grew up and I just look around, I'm like, you got to grow up here? This is
you try it.
Fucking amazing. And it's so nice. I mean, I get the stuff that's the downside of it, but it's like not apparent when you're there.
No, I know. I know.
But,
now that I see it through a parent's eyes, I totally get when they're like, "Oh, this would be a great."
No,
place
I don't
to
mean
raise
like a parent. I mean like it's not visible.
APPARENT.
And then your private school, like
I know.
you get to go to you got to go to a really good school. Oh, I'm so sad.
I know. No, I know. I get it.
What's the other stuff?
Oh, this fucking 7-week cross-country trip they took us on.
Oh, sounds great.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Now that I'm on this side of it, I'm like, let's do that with our kids. No, it fucking sucked. It fucking sucked. It was like my childhood.
How could it have sucked? You stayed in hotels. You got to jump on hotel beds with your sister and goof around and go to the vending machine and find the ice machine and go to find the pool. Like all that fun stuff you could do at hotels.
There was plenty of fun stuff.
You got to stop at like little roadside souvenir shops and go look around and buy jackalope fucking spoons or whatever the fuck. It's like, I would love to do all that shit. Although my only thing now is like, would it be dangerous because everyone's fucking a MAGA freak on the road now and they'll be like, "What are you fucking liberals? I'm gonna kill you." Right? That's how it is.
Honestly, there was plenty of fun stuff when I look back on it.
I would even love to see the MAGA folks because you know what? For the most part, this country is a great place to travel through. I love it.
But it also, at times, I feel like my childhood was like being an ant in an ant farm and then someone just shaking the ant farm all the time. So it was like very much just...
Maybe particular to your family.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of like drama and fighting and just, you know, it was like... there was nowhere to go if my parents were fighting or if someone was drinking or if like, I mean, I can remember like being in Nebraska and like my mom and my sister and me like looking out the window as my dad was parking the car, but like we knew he was drunk and like, oh, I hope this goes okay.
The fun of a family trip is like, is dad drunk?
By the way, that didn't happen a lot. I don't remember like that was a unique experience, which is why I remember it.
I will say this too. I was thinking about this recently. Drunk driving
Was very common.
Not as stigmatized when we were growing up. My stepdad used to always have a fucking beer cracked open while he was driving. I mean, maybe not all the time, but all my memories, I feel like he, it was just, I mean, I know that it's not like people thought it was good.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't.
Right. No, it was very common.
Yeah.
It was very
common.
It's
just the beer. I'm just catching a buzz. I can drive.
Just 2 beers.
Yeah, just 2 beers.
Now it's a joke, but it was like, yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah. Look, I'm not going to apologize for how I felt then. I didn't feel great.
Yeah, it's too bad because a family road trip can be a lot of fun.
No, if and when we do it, it'll be entirely different because we are entirely different.
I'd also like to ride down the Seine. Is that how you pronounce it? The Seine River. I'd like to do. What's the I'm so bad with geography. What's the one in Germany in Vienna?
Rhine.
In Austria, the Rhine. That's it. I would love to take one of those like boat trips down that river. I want to hit all the rivers. That's what I want to do. Let's hit all the great rivers of the world. So we'll do the Mississippi tour road trip.
But then now I'm like, what's the Rhone? Because
then we'll do the Seine and the Rhine and the Rhine and the Bine. We'll do the Amazon. We'll do the Nile and the Danube. Oh my God, this sounds like a great fucking bucket list. Just check off all the great rivers. We'll do the LA
River.
What is it? The Yangtze River in China?
Yeah. The Yangtze.
By the way, thinking about all these rivers, I mean, they're all beautiful fucking do the Colorado River?
I don't really know much about rivers.
The Colorado River takes you down the middle of the Grand Canyon.
Never been.
The other rivers take you to other places.
Here, would you like a list of rivers in Germany?
No. Okay.
Wait, hang on. There's so many.
But what's the one that goes through Austria? Because you can do you can park your boat and then go to these little taverns that overlook the river, and then you can have yourself a nice Belgian beer or a coffee, and look out at the beautiful landscape, and then get back in your boat, go to a fucking castle, visit Dracula. I don't know.
Here, what are the major rivers of Germany? There's the Danube.
Not what I'm thinking of.
The Rhine.
That's, I think, the one I'm thinking of.
The Elbe.
Nope.
The Oder.
No.
There's 6 more rows. Hang on. Danube, Rhine, Oder. Listen.
We don't need to do this. Yep. It is the Rhine.
Daniel.
What?
Do you identify as crypto curious? If you've thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency but felt a little overwhelmed, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell simple. Cryptocurrency might feel like a secret or an exclusive club, but Coinbase believes that everyone everywhere should be able to get in the door, whether you've been trading for years or just getting started. Coinbase can help. Look, I think cryptocurrency is really interesting, and I'm excited to learn more about it with Coinbase. I personally, up till now, I have found it pretty daunting. I don't get it. I don't quite understand it. And so it prevents me from, getting involved. But that's why I'm excited to try Coinbase, because they make it really easy to check it all out in one place. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy to use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app. Millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets. Whether you're looking to diversify, just getting started, or searching for a better way to access crypto markets, start today with Coinbase. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/Alison. Sign up today at coinbase.com/Alison for $10 in free Bitcoin. This offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. That's coinbase.com/Alison. And then I wanted to tell you guys about Gem. I don't know how you are with supplements, but for me, I'm always like, I'm going to take this supplement, and then I start taking it, and then pretty quickly I fall off because it's just like mixing it into a drink or whatever it is. I just find that it's sort of inconvenient, and I don't really stay on top of it. That is why I love Gem. It is a whole food nutrient dense bite. It is delicious. And it helps me stay on top of my diet and improve my health in a big way. Nearly 90% of Americans are nutrient deficient. There's a massive misconception that just because you eat healthy, your body doesn't need anything extra. Our food system today is broken, so even if you eat a well-rounded diet, it's impossible to get all the nutrition you need. Gem solves this issue by filling the gaps in your diet with daily nutrition in one delicious bite. Gem believes in eating your vitamins because food can't fit in a pill. It's not a snack. It's not a vitamin as you know vitamins today, capsules, pills, gummies. It's real food designed to make you happy and healthy. It's the first multivitamin. Yes, you heard that right. It's the first multivitamin you eat, not take. Nutrients-dense bites designed to replace your multivitamins and complicated supplement routines in the form your body understands and digests best. Whole food, free of synthetics, artificial ingredients, added sugar, soy, gluten, and animal products. It's just good food, plants only, packed into a bite. Gem is made up of a blend of 15 plus whole food ingredients that give you all the essential vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, superfoods, prebiotics, and probiotics to address our modern lifestyle needs and key deficiencies, helping with total mind and body support. If you want to check out Gem and try their seasonal favorite, Citrus Ginger Daily Essential for yourself, we have a special offer for the Alison Rosen is your new best friend audience. Go to www.gemvitamins.com/bestfriend or enter best friend at checkout for 30% off your first order. That's gemvitamins.com/bestfriend for 30% off your first order. Thank you, Gem. All right. Daniel.
Yes.
I have an idea for what we should do now.
What's that?
I think we should see if Elliot will sing his We Falorie Man song into the mic. What do you think? Except I don't know if we want to like disturb him from whatever he's doing.
Well, if we do it, that should be we should take care of all other business before that, because that once he's in here, that'll be the end of the show probably, right?
This episode, but then we're doing another episode.
Oh, we are? Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, okay, then let's see here. Is there anything else we need to discuss on this one? Oh, I have a newsletter now. I've put out 3 issues. Daniel's read. Have you read any of them? I feel like you're over me.
I read the first one. And I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I haven't read any more because...
What is it about me that doesn't appeal to you?
I just get an ass full of you all day, every day anyway, so...
Is it boring to you? Is it
when
just...
I'm looking at my phone, it's to escape. Okay? Like, no one plays a video game where the game is the job, their own job. Like, you don't work at McDonald's and then play a video game about working at McDonald's. Do you know what I mean? So, it's... But listen, it actually, I read it and my thought was, yeah, she's a really good writer. I really enjoy reading your writing, and I'm glad you're writing again, because it's like a little bit of a different side of your talent. But I don't want to build up expectations,
yeah.
Folks. I mean, it's like, it's okay. It's okay.
So if you want to subscribe, AlisonRosen.substack.com is where you go. It's free. And it comes out weekly right now. Daniel and I are, and the children. I have to add, and the children, because it sounds like we're going away without them. We're going away. So I don't know if I might take a break, or I don't, probably not though, because I'm having so much fun writing it. Listen to my other podcast. I forgot to mention I am on Patreon. I just did an episode of The Friend Zone with Tony where we peppered him with your questions. You get episodes of The Friend Zone. There is a level where you can text me and I will text you back. All sorts of fun stuff. If you subscribe if you opt for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. So 12 months for the price of 10. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Daniel, what about you?
Twitter and Instagram is where you can find me. At Daniel Quantz, Quantz. Let's get those numbers up, folks. Let's get those follower numbers up.
For Daniel?
It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a bad reflection on you guys that my numbers aren't higher. You know, if you think about it a little bit. No? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I blame them too.
I got really nothing else to promote, though. So what kind of modern man am I that I have nothing to promote?
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
really.
I should get on that. I don't know. Enjoy yourselves. Here's what I want to promote. Having fun. So go have fun and think of old DQ while you're doing it, and then try to recover from that thought.
If you want to call in, 323-553-2331. Again, that's 323-553-2331. And please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps out the show. We love to read them. Make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on social media at Alison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. And we are going to go now retrieve our Falorie Man. Hi, Elliot.
Hello!
Okay, would you like to sing Falorie Man?
Yes, we Falorie Man.
Okay, make sure to be on hit to sing into the mic. Okay.
Hello, my name is Elliot. Way to sing? Of course, yes, okay. We are the eyeball friends. No. I'm the wee Falorie Man. I can do all whatever you can. I'm a good working man, large pennyback and a clap of ham. 'Cause I'm the wee Falorie Man.
Yay! Thank you, honey. Would you like to sing anything else?
Hello, my name is Elliot. You already had to everybody. Mackenzie gave me some food. It's already at the table. Don't want your little. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so full disclosure, I messed up, and that was his second time singing the song. So he was quickly running through the conversation that we had already had. You know, I feel that the magic might have been in the first time. But, you know, that was still good. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go.